There are two different issues here. He calls hedge fund managers winners of life's lottery.
Yeah.
I've got a problem with that. I think a lot of people do. But the other side of the coin is that hedge fund managers get paid through carried interest. They pay a much lower tax rate on their income than does regular income that you and I and Kennedy and Cheryl earn. Now, do you have a problem with that?
Well, you know, I have a problem with that, and I don't have a problem with that, because you have to understand the way the thing is taxed has to do with the way capital is taxed in the United States. So if we're going to tax capital differently than we're currently taxing it, then our legislature has to make that decision. You can't just rail on it, because once you start taxing it differently, you're going to upset the oil and gas industry. You're going to upset the real estate industry.
You could change the nature of compensation within the hedge fund industry. You could say that this carried interest, which allows you to take a 20% tax rate or a 25% tax rate, get rid of that just for hedge fund managers. You could do that.
Okay, Stuart, but here's the big problem when you're changing the tax code. Okay, it is like a Rubik's Cube. Things flip around. I'm actually okay with it. You know, my tax rate, my marginal tax rate is 51.5%. I don't like it, but I'm a patriotic American. I have no problem paying taxes in the United States, particularly to support our military. So I have no problem with it. But I'm just saying to you that when people simplify this thing, they're oversimplifying it. It's a lot more complex. You change the code on the hedge funds, you're altering limited partnership law in the United States, and therefore it's going to have broad ramifications. I don't think you can just slice off. I don't think the Supreme Court is going to let you slice off just the hedge fund managers. You're going to have to look at the energy, you're going to have to look at the real estate sector and these other sectors. And so my big thing, the only thing I learned a couple of things in law school. One is don't be a lawyer. Number two, avoid lawsuits. And the third thing is that the tax code is way more complicated and has way more ramifications than any of us really think. And so, listen, I get the notion that fat cats should be taxed more. I understand that. I've been living with that my whole life. I came from the middle class. I now work as a hedge fund manager, so I guess I won the lottery. But I don't feel like I won the lottery that way. I won the lottery by being born in the United States and being part of this great society.
That's a good one.
That's the way I won the lottery.
Libertarian.